and this is Wilderness Witty TV. And today, I wanted to do the third and final installment of the Hats of the Trade. And as you all can plainly see, I'm wearing my summer hat, guys. Ain't it nice? Now, again, guys, this is the third installment, and this is actually going to be the winter hat that I wear on occasion when I'm actually going out for a hunt. And I've actually used this bad boy, not exactly on a hunt, but I actually used it to go out on a track many times. I've even actually took this thing out to go out and start the car in like 0-degree weather. And I tell you what, guys, I absolutely love this hat. It is extremely comfortable to wear. You might look a little silly walking around town with it, but honestly, guys, it's a beautiful hat. It's got beautiful camo, and you know, let's get at it, guys. I'm gonna give you all a little look here. This is actually considered to be a bomber hat, guys, and actually, the term bomber hat came to its full potential in World War II, guys. This is what the Navy pilots would wear when they went to go and bomb, for example, Hiroshima. This is the type of hat that they would wear. Now, of course, it wasn't camo. It was probably a brown leather of sorts, more than likely. It's probably something similar to this color. But again, guys, I wanted to give you all a brief look-see before you all got the particulars. Now, as you can see, it's fully lined, guys. Very, 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 very warm, very plush, very beautiful. Absolutely love it. Now, I wouldn't recommend, you know, like I said, reversing this. You probably could and be quite comfortable, but I wouldn't recommend it, especially if you're going to go hunting with it, which is what the intent was. Now, it is fashionable. It has a buckle here. I don't know if y'all could see that very well. Now, I never buckle this thing. Never have I ever buckled it. Never had to, even though the wind was howling like a mad crazy man. Never buckled it, and I never got cold with this hat on. Matter of fact, I've actually walked around with this thing on, and it was, you know, 10 below, and literally I started sweating. I mean, that's how comfortable and how warm this hat is. Now, I can't, unfortunately, tell you exactly, you know, how warm you'll stay at certain temperatures, but I will tell you that in the, you know, below zero term, you know, which is really not a good, you know, that's crazy, you know, temperatures, of course, as everybody knows. But at least with that being said, you should know that if you go out and you get this hat, you will stay warm. You will be fashionable as far as what to use for hunting, and you look good. Now, let's go through the particulars. Now, from the handy-dandy notebook, first of all, I want to let you all know the actual title name. It's quite a long name. It's a mouthful, but you'll need to know this to type it into the computer to find it. Now, the name is Mossy Oak Breakup Country Trapper Hat. Now, it is considered called a trapper's hat, but again, to go back to the, you know, Hiroshima World War II era, they did use these style hats, except they weren't called trapper hats, they were called bomber hats. But this is also known to be a trapper's hat. Which there will be a series on that, guys. Eventually down the road, there will be a series on trapping. Let's see. Now, the particular pattern here that you see is actually called Mossy Oak, guys. This is a Mossy Oak, and this is the particular pattern that I use when I go out hunting. I love Mossy Oak, and I find it to be very, very credible. Works every time. Every time I've ever gone hunting, I have used Mossy Oak. It's what I prefer. It's what I would suggest for anyone starting out hunting. And like I said, guys, the last time I went hunting, no joke, guys, it was shotgun season. It was like 30 below zero, and I was wearing this particular pattern, and literally the deer got within 30 yards of me and didn't even stick her head up until I pulled the trigger, like I said. Now, it is 100% fleece, guys. 100% fleece. Now, some people might not like fleece. Some people might. But like I said, it's very comfortable. It doesn't itch. It doesn't break you out. I mean, I've worn this thing for hours and I've never broke out, guys. Never, not once. Now, I will tell you all, when I purchased this item the first time, when I purchased it, I don't think I spent over $20. I really don't. I believe it was probably like $20. Well, it was probably like $19.99 if I remember correctly. So it was probably right at $20. But the price has gone down, and I will let you all know, even though the price has gone down, you know, the product is still just as good as it ever was. And honestly, guys, if it were me, and I know some people may say, well, that's kind of stupid, but honestly, if it were me, I'd pay $100 for this hat. It's absolutely worth it. You know, for a hat that is that functional for cold weather, that you can do a multitude of different projects out and about, you know, in the woods or even in your backyard, guys. Or if, for example, guys, and I know this may sound kind of offbeat as far as the channel is concerned, but if you have to walk to work, which I have done on many occasions, many occasions, I have had to walk to work due to car trouble or, you know, just things happen, you know. There was a problem, I'd say about 5 years ago, guys. I was out, had to walk to work, and I actually used my bike. Now, this wasn't the hat that I used, but it was lined just like this, and it was fleece. But it was a bomber hat, just like this, and I did not clamp it shut. I left it loose, just like everybody else probably would. And I was on the bike, and it was snowing, and it was like 3 below zero, and I probably rode in the snow on the side of the highway for probably a good mile and a half to get to work. And I'm telling you guys, by the time I was done, I was sweating. And it wasn't because I was using the bike. Actually, at that time, that particular bike that I was using was in tip-top condition, and it had gears, so it was real easy to, to pedal, guys. But it was due to the fact that I was heating up exponentially from the heat escaping from my head and not being able to pass through the hat. So, lovely hat, wonderful hat. Would absolutely 100% endorse it if I had the opportunity to. Would recommend it as I'm doing at this point. Now, the place that I actually bought this, guys, is Walmart.com. Walmart.com, guys. And the current price is $15 if I did not get to that. I do apologize if I didn't tell you that. But again, the price has dropped from $20 to $15. But again, it does not take away from this particular product. I love it, and I hope that you all have the opportunity to go out and take a gander at this particular product. You probably won't find this particular model. You might find this model with a different camo pattern. But even if you have a different camo pattern, guys, the product speaks for itself. Again, I want to say thank you so much for all of your views and all of your subscriptions. Thank you all for all your comments and concerns. I love you all, really do. And I appreciate the opportunity to go out and speak to you all. And I hope that you all have had a grand time. And I want to say thank you for stopping by. And make sure to tune in next time, every Friday night, for another episode of Wilderness Witty TV. Again, I'm Witty. Thank you, and God bless.